Hey guys, I'm back with another roster review. So today we are talking to one of my longtime viewers, and he wanted to figure out a little about how to one, make his characters better, but two, really get an idea about like where he should go next. This is something that I really enjoy doing, helping people analyze their characters, their account, and really helping them figure out step by step like what they should do next, what they should do to improve their current characters, and what they should do going forward to make their journey a lot smoother, a lot easier, and progress better in the game. So if you guys want this type of service, please come join me on my channel, twitch.tv/MisoxShiru. I stream every single night at 10 p.m. PST, and recently on weekends, I've also been streaming in the afternoon, starting around like 2 to 3 p.m. PST. So come join me there, twitch.tv/MisoxShiru, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Okay,
Definitely.
okay. Let's get this started though. So, what do you want out of this roster review?
I want to know how to not be Smoach.
I mean, you're already there. You're already done. GG. No need for roster review.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at your characters. So you just want to make sure your characters are looking good, I guess?
No, I want to get some advice on where to go from here because I know that my DB definitely needs full bro gear first.
Uh-huh.
I've got level 7 gems, level 9 for
Uh-huh.
Surge,
Good, good.
and 1600 spec, 600 crit. But that'll
Mm-hmm.
change when I change my accessories.
Yeah, definitely the spec is on the low end for sure. So
That's
when
why I didn't want
you
to do it right now because I still need to work on my DB,
uh-huh.
but this is my weakest character out of my top 6.
Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, when you get your accessories, hopefully you'll try to get it the spec as high as possible. Because I think for
Yes.
DBs, like spec scaling is very, very high for that class. So you want to get that shit as high as possible.
All right. Well, let's start with my main, my bard,
But yeah,
because
just like Patako said, it's pretty like in terms of like 1520s, it's not bad. It's not bad.
this is my main. My bard. She kind of looks weird, but it's okay.
Alrighty, alrighty.
Got full econ gear. Qualities could be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 5x3+1.
Mm-hmm.
We have event gems on it because why not? I don't really need gems. I'm barred too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
1681 Swift, 579 spec.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
What are the qualities of your accessories for your bard?
Horrible necklace, horrible earrings. Got this one's blue.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like definitely if you can work on the qualities, but of course, like you're a support too. Like a lot of people just accept you for being a support. So if you're okay with just dealing with that, then or like having bad kind of qualities and stats, that's fine because a lot of people just kind of accept you for being a support. But that is kind of the first thing that I will take a look at and notice is just that your Swift is definitely quite a bit low at the point at this moment. And when it comes to the 5x3+1, right? I mean, it does kind of suck, but at the same time, supports are also very cheap to build in general. Your 5x3+1 with the Crisis Evasion 1, it's definitely, I'd say, Crisis Evasion 1 is a very specific build for Theamine. And outside of Theamine, you don't really need the Crisis Evasion 1 for the most part. So like if you wanted to get like a different accessory that you just kind of swap in and out for that, that would work and be something that you can look into.
What would you recommend me putting instead of Crisis Evasion? Because it's hard to do Vital Point hit without doing like a 9/7 stone.
I mean, I think a lot of people will put like a swap for VPH as well. Again, like supports kind of like again, unfortunately, but also they're kind of a cheap class. Like they do end up having like a couple builds, right? They have their VPH build, they have their what is it, the crisis evasion build, things like that. But um, to be honest, like it's at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. But that's just kind of one of the things that I wanted to point out, that it could be something that you could do later on, especially if you're like thinking about like, oh, I wanted to upgrade the quality on my gear anyways, right? Then maybe you could have the one that has the crisis evasion kind of swap. I mean, you can, but that's only if you really want to, I guess, because at the end of the day, for the most part, like supports are pretty like operational, even with like a 5x3. The 5x3x2 really at the end of the day is kind of like a huge luxury, I guess, even more so than other classes. So if you wanted to build a spec bard, sure, but I don't think that I don't think that spec bard is as flexible as a swiftness bard, but also two, it's expensive. It's gonna cost money, right? Especially because spec accessories, you definitely need higher quality. But
I did
at the end of the day, having multiple builds is always like a good thing, I think, for different classes.
I did just start cutting elixirs.
Mm-hmm.
I have 20 set right now, which is pretty horrible, but I have no idea what I'm doing with elixirs, like at all.
Okay, so when you say you have no idea what you're doing, do you mean you have no idea like how to cut them? Do you have no idea about what you need for your elixirs, or like, help me out a little here?
I have no idea what I need. I don't know really how to cut them either. I just kind of was shooting my shot.
I mean that's fine, especially at the beginning. You're just kind of learning, right? But for support, ideally your 40 set. I think the best one is Luminary, if I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't really have a support at a point where I am cutting elixirs, so I'm not entirely sure. But Luminary is kind of like what you want to go for at the end of the day, for like your end game bis kind of like support set. Other than that, really there are a couple things that you can get that are like helpful for supports for like your armors, but I'd say like your priority with anything, even whether it's a support or a DPS, is to get a 40 set of your main like set that you want, and then all the other kind of like I guess values for all the other like elixirs for your armors and things like that. It's like a luxury to get something really good, but like at the end of the day, you just want to get the points.
Okay. Yeah, because I've gotten Faith a couple times, and so I've been running Faith on a couple of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I
What is
did
what
get
does
this tool
faith
in the mail.
itself do? I don't remember seeing what it does. Recover and shield for party members. I see. I see. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, that's not really like actually, what's this? Let's see. When activated together, the faith order increases the faith bonus transmutation effect. And what is that? Can you highlight over one of your equipment? Let's see. Grants faith using awakening, party attack buff. Okay. I see. I see. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, at this point, right? I think that you just kind of, and for elixirs, you're just kind of like use what you're given for the most part. Like if your goal is to number one, get 40 set, right? The 40 points in elixirs. And then two, I'd say is like getting the set itself in terms of like getting the specific set that you want. So at the end of the day, if you're given faith and that's kind of the ones that you're able to cut, then go with faith. But then, at some point you might want to also cut like a luminary because that is really the one that you want at the end of the day. But in terms of like how to cut elixirs, I've kind of like gone over that in the past on like stream, but there's also like a lot of like videos out there to watch. But also I think as Patako mentioned, there's stuff on Lost Ark Nexus that you can check out for like what the best like support kind of elixirs are as well. But Bree's also
Okay.
saying like Faith is like Dominion, Advance is like Etherpred, but at the end of the day, Luminary is kind of like what you want to be the elixir of your choice.
Okay. Um, so as far as like my cards go,
Mm-hmm.
I have been working on like my demon damage for like my DPS
Yep.
characters. Um, should I be more focusing like my Swift or like crit or anything like that?
I mean, if you don't have like all the cards, right? Open up your card set, or your cards, and then go to your books, and then look at like the stat. Like first, let's go to Swift since you're support, right? So it
Mhm.
looks like for the most part you have most things, but like if you look at like Alvery Tower of Chaos, for example, that's 6 out of 7, and you're missing like 3 Swift there. You're missing your Varkin card, which it is a purchasable card, so um, that's something that you could keep an eye out for in the world. Yeah, it's a wandering merchant, free Swift, as Maple says. And there's also like your what's left after a war. That's also 5 out of 6. So that is the Anki. I don't know how to say your name, but that's another 2 Swift that you're missing. So and I think that's from Rowan. Yeah, so you just need to do Rowan to get that. So it's things like that that you can get that are pretty like the Varkin card. You just gotta buy it when it comes up. But the Rowan, oh, it's all for merchants, as Taco says. So you can like keep your eye out for like in Rowan to see if they have that card for sale as well. And also, I think you might be able to get it from just doing the quest. Did you do the Rowan quest on any of your characters?
Yeah, I did all of the continents on my Bard, and I think I did it on my Striker up to like Rowan.
Mm-hmm. Got it, got it. Yeah, I'd say like, can you go back to your card and just highlight over that Rowan one again? I just want to see like if it says like wandering merchant. It says yeah, there is a wandering merchant that sells it. So what I would do in your case is like probably bookmark it. Just click on the bookmark button, and then that way when you open up the map, you know how you gotta highlight over the wandering merchants in every region. It'll like pop up like pretty instantly, so you can see like oh this card's available, and then you just go quickly buy it. But yeah, other than that, like take a look at like your spec ones, your actually for your classes, it's like you're maining Swift for like what are your kind of like main classes? Of course, you want all of these cards, right? But of course, prioritizing like the main classes. It's going to
I would
be
say
your
Beaster.
Soul Eater, Reaper, and Bard. So I mean, so you're probably honestly, especially with Hunger Reaper, right? You're gonna want both spec and crit. So I'd say just like try and find those cards that you're missing for each of those stats. And then it looks like Platina's People also is missing one at the bottom. Yeah, Vergris is also a purchasable card from a Wandering Merchant. So all of these are ones that you can need to look out for.
I just get that from collecting the cards. I don't have to upgrade them.
No, because so you can see, look at the book collection bonus. You see, collect 3 cards, spec +2. So you all you need to do is collect them.
Okay.
Yeah. So take a look at it for your crit. Take a look at your spec. Take a look for your swift, and make sure that the ones that are missing ones, you kind of like keep an eye out for those. And if you can forget them for wandering merchants and things like that, like Chains War, I think is also another one that you're missing. Oh, another Viagra's. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's not like a ton. You're not missing all that much. So that's a good thing. There's only like a few that you're missing.
Yeah, I've saved up some card XP because I want to get KLC. My KLC is horrible right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't ever get drops, I feel like. Where's it at? Right here. Yeah, I've got 8 set.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing I was gonna ask leading into my Reaper.
Yep.
Um, I just ran a Kaya on my Reaper and I was running it with 1540s and I was getting out DPS and I felt really bad.
Uh-huh.
So I was just wondering, like, if it was the build or if it was my hands or
All right, let's take a look.
just
And
KLC.
I mean, KLC does make a difference. Do you have any LOS at all?
Yeah, I do. I was running Deep Dive 18.
Yeah, Deep Dive 18 really doesn't give you all that much. I'd say if you think that your survivability is not an issue, then even running LOS is probably going to be more beneficial than deep dive. But at the end of the day, do what you're comfortable with. Because if you're talking about min max damage, technically this one will give you more. But of course, it's still not going to give you as much as KLC because those mobs are weak to it. And yeah, it does make quite a bit of difference.
I just didn't know if LOS was like hindering me in
No,
Kaya
it
because
doesn't.
it's holy damage.
It doesn't hinder you at all. It's a positive, but the one thing you're missing out on is the damage reduction from so for example, like if you see dark damage reduction, right? KLC gives you light damage reduction, I think. And then the deep dive just think gives you like elemental damage, which is like everything. So that's the only thing you're really missing out on, and LOS will give you more damage than your deep dive.
Okay. Yeah, Muse and Event Gems on my Reaper. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've got 5x3+1. I'm running the Grudge, Crystal, Ambush, Raid Captain, Hunger, Adrenaline 1 build.
Yeah.
Qualities are not horrible. I
Uh
got
huh.
blue on all of them. But I feel like I still do ZDPS, and I don't know if it's like my combat
Wait,
stats.
what's your engravings again? Can you show me again? So here's one thing, right? For Reaper, in order to maximize on Raid Captain, you need to have 1400 spec. So that's one thing. You're basically, or not spec, Swift. So you're basically missing out on a lot of damage from your Raid Captain for one, because you're not maximizing on your move speed. So if you go to Trixian, right, head over to Trixian and then simulate yearning, and I want to see like how much, how much move speed you're at.
Where's
So you need a song to Trixian. So yeah, yeah, and as Patako also mentioned, not being level 60 is also another thing because you're missing all your level 12 skills.
I made my Reaper, I think, 3 weeks ago.
Uh huh.
So I'm still
Yeah, you'll
working
you'll
on
you'll
getting
work
level
there. You'll
60.
get there. And then how are the tripods on your red skills too?
Mm,
Or do you have like
uh,
level 5 tripods, 4 tripods, mostly level 4s? Yeah, there's some level 5s, but those are you're gonna be missing out some damage on those level 5 tripods too.
you want me to go into Trixie instead?
Yeah, just go into the Trixian dummy. And then go into yeah, you can summon the scarecrow, the boss, summon it, and then go into your character settings and then simulate yearning. So +3 spirit absorption on the engravings. Just go here, and then oh wait, is that a minus move speed on the malice too?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? You're losing out on that, which again, you could technically make that up for food and stuff like that, but I think at the moment you're not even hitting cap. So go to the character settings again, and then simulate your earning by adding go to services for you're already there, and then scroll all the way down, and then add max spirit absorption, and then +2 into attack speed reduction. No, not attack power, attack speed, and then +2 more into move speed because you're already at -1 move speed. Okay, and then just get max. Pull up your stats. Just press P, and then pull up your details, and then scroll all the go pull up details. Scroll all the way down, right? And then now you'll see your move speed. Hit the boss and get max chaos because I think chaos gives you move speed, right? And then open it up again. So you're missing 4% from that, which means you're not maximizing on raid captain. You can go use the event feast to maximize on that by getting the event speed attacks move speed. But again, right now you're not maximizing raid captain, which means you're missing out on damage as well there. And also, because your Swift is lower, it means that your skills aren't coming off of cooldown as quickly, and you're probably doing a little bit less damage. I don't really know the exact like damage differential because spec also increases your damage, right? But I think the at the end of the day, you're going to want to try to get your Swift to be higher.
You think I should do it through like a bracelet and maybe change like an earring?
So I think let me see. I'm trying to think. So Can you show me your necklace for a second? And you have level 3 set too, right?
Actually need to put it on right now. I just got my last
Oh,
one to
okay.
put it on.
So you're missing out on a little bit of damage there as well. That's another thing. So it's like all these kind of like little things end up adding up to where like, it makes your character like weaker than it should be.
Okay. Because the only move speed reduction I have on here is my stone and this earring here. So do you recommend me replacing this? Because I could probably do that right now with like a Swift.
I'm trying to think like what people do to get the the swift that they need. And I'm trying to check Loa to see like what other people do for their reapers.
That's another thing too, is I have a bracelet here that has like Wedge, Harvest, Swift Attack, but it doesn't have any Swift, and I don't know
Yeah, you're
what.
gonna want the swift on there.
Okay.
And also,
I
what's
just
your
don't
pet? What's
know.
your pet in terms of its? Oh, that's another thing. Your pet is on spec. You should put that on Swift. Oh, you have to go to town. You have to go to town.
I have
Or
a
oh,
Swift
you have
pet
a
here.
Swift pet. Oh, okay. So what's your stats now? Did that change anything? Can you just leave here for a second? Okay, so your Swift did go up. Okay, so I think what it is just probably you're missing out on Swift from. You actually have really high spec for your character. Can you go through your accessories again? Just want to see. Okay. Yep, go down. Spec there. Uh huh. Ah, that's what it is. You have two spec earrings. So yeah, you should only have one spec earring, and there, the other one should be Swift. So you can upgrade your Swift through that, and then you can upgrade your Swift through your bracelet having higher Swift stats, and just higher stats in general. So yep, I don't think precise is very good on Reaper either. I don't think Hunger Reapers really have too much issue with crit,
I
but
suck at bracelets. I have no idea what I'm doing with that either.
I mean, at the end of the day, bracelet really is just like kind of like a RNG. Like that spec bracelet you have right there, you could potentially roll it into something better. But yeah,
Here, I'm gonna leave the tricks in. I was reading chat and OGBA says he plays with one spec ring. Does he mean like earring or like actual ring?
you might play with the ring, but I'm looking on like other builds right now, and take a look at Lost Ark Nexus as well, and see what they recommend. So I just roll that until you get um something good. Let's see, nope, keep going. Okay, you at least have Swift there. It's not the highest Swift, but I mean, honestly, you probably for Hunger Reaper you might want some higher Swift, but just lock it for now and see what you get for the other ones. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a brick, but I mean, honestly, it might even like make sense to like I don't know at some point if you could get like higher stats in your bracelets, it might make sense to even just not even have a precise on there and just use stats because I don't think the precise is really helping out too much.
Well, you said I need at least 1400 Swift.
Yeah, I've seen some Hungary go in crit ring too. Yeah, you need 1400 Swift basically.
Okay. So I could get almost 300. Well, probably 300 with the earring here. And
I
I
mean,
could
I
get rid
agree,
of the
Zoom, that he's probably not feeling feeling the
move speed.
damage because of like his missing those things. But at the same time, right, there are things he could do to up his damage right now. So there are other things he can do. So defense reduction 2 is what that gives. What's your defense reduction right now?
3 right now. So it put me at defense
Yeah,
reduction 1.
probably not the best. So the only thing you could really afford really is like an attack power reduction, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think I should just get this now then.
If you want, yeah. I think you didn't put. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, boom.
And
Yeah, so
then
that looks better now because now you can actually keep get your maximum raid captain, and you don't have like the negatives in move speed either.
do you think putting on this bracelet to get the higher spec would help as well.
Um, that would help the actually, I'm trying to think like right now if that would be better damage for you than the other one. Because I don't know how like the Swift in terms of like cooldowns and stuff like that goes. Because I think you have enough for raid captain right now. Can you go back to Trixie and just check it again? But yeah, it's also like what they were saying in chat. Oh, somebody just cleared a first eighth, the eighth first clear. Nice.
I wish I was part of that group. No, I suck. Can't do that.
So just go into your character settings. Again, services go +3 spirit absorption, and then -2 attack speed, -2 move speed. Oh, what's up, Skim? Make sure he's always in Shadow Vortex and priority, refresh his skills. You're not hitting the boss. Alright, save it. And then just summon the boss real quick again, and then get your chaos meter max. And then go hit your stats again, details, scroll all the way down, and boom, there we go. So you're now able to maximize on move speed at least, which is good. The one thing that I would do is maybe go plug the bracelets into the bracelet calculator website that I have on one of my videos to just double check to see which one will give you more damage. And then, use the bracelet that gives more damage, basically.
I can do that after.
Yeah. Musical Maple Story? It was.
Sweet.
It had to
Should we
happen.
move on to the next character?
Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else that I can talk about on this character? Yeah, I think it's about good for this character. Again, I think these are all things that you can do to like that we've done to like kind of like min max and like make your damage better. But at the end of the day, like missing out on the card set, missing out on level 60, those things are going to be probably the biggest reasons why you're doing less damage than some of those other people. Like maybe some of those people had like KLC 30, for example, and that's like a huge DPS differential that you have against those guys. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it getting out DPS by them because you are missing out on a lot of like the necessities to make your character strong.
Sorry, I had to. Let's go to my soul leader.
Is there a reason why for the daily tasks you don't have like the Unas there?
No, I just do low pangs.
I see.
Because my silver is horrible.
Yeah.
Let me
Best SE.
Yeah, so I got 4 level 7s.
Uh-huh.
My engravings 5/3+1.
Yeah.
Should I not be running Raid Captain then again?
No, Soul Eater is different because you get enough just off of your basically your lunatic edge.
Okay.
So Soul Eater is different. It was just a specific Hunger Reaper thing that you needed the 14 to Swift for.
Okay.
In terms of stats, I mean, of course, like I'd say qualities can definitely be improved, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. Of course, bracelet, whenever you can get it, as you're just finding bracelets and stuff like that, roll it, and then try to get like, crit as the highest stat. I'd say like 100+ crit if possible, and then Swift as a secondary stat. Then you can get like, so the like fervor, circulate, like hammer and wedge together is really good. Assail, like all those things that just like increase your damage are going to be good like third lines for you to have. So just like eventually as you're rolling bracelets, they can, you'll get some better ones eventually.
Okay.
And I maybe it might be helpful for me to like link you like a website that shows you like all the good bracelet stats. That way you can kind of you know learn about that and help you learn like how to cut bracelets, because it's not really like there's no real technique to cutting bracelets. It's just knowing what stats are good, like what lines are good.
Because I honestly have no idea. I've just heard you talk about it a couple times in stream, so I was like, okay, maybe I should be getting hammer or like wedge.
Yeah, I'll send you a link of like all the good ones, and then you can just like if you get a good one, and then you'll be like, oh okay, and then I'll save this one, and yeah, because it really is just like knowledge. It's there's no real technique to cutting bracelets.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any concerns that you have with this character specifically?
Not really. I do a decent amount of damage on here. I know I could
Mm-hmm.
upgrade my qualities on like my ring here
Yeah,
and my necklace.
but luckily, crit isn't like the most important. Like, it's not the worst thing to have lower qualities. Of course, as always, you want to have as high quality as possible, but it's not like the worst thing to not have like high qualities on it
And I do have
compared to like
115 in
spec.
crit
Uh huh.
here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then your
Um,
engravings. I saw you had an attack speed malice and a defense malice. I mean, luckily for the attack speed malice, you can make it up with like food and feast again. But people might gatekeep you a little more. But given you have 531, a lot of people don't even scroll down, so you should be fine in terms of that. But just yeah, the defense reduction, of course, is going to making you take more damage, but it is what it is. Eventually, maybe in the future at some point, you might want to graduate from those, especially as you're trying to upgrade the qualities of your gear, but it's not a big deal right now.
um, do have 97 weapon quality on here and a
Nice.
98 on my Reaper. I forgot to show
Very
that
nice,
as well.
very nice. One thing I noticed is that you still have level 1 set on some of your stuff. So as you do like highs and stuff like that, hopefully you can upgrade your gear set. I don't know if you're doing clown at all, but or if you want to do clown even, but it's if you're open to doing clown, that'll help you at least kind of like slowly get like you'll get the set faster, I guess. You'll get level 2 set faster that way, because getting level 3 set through normal Kaya is a little bit slow. So if you wanted to have like a quicker way to increase your damage with your sets, doing some clown wouldn't be the worst idea. But again, it depends if you want to do it slash know how to do it.
My plan was because I honestly don't know clown. I skipped
Uh-huh.
clown completely. I
And that's gonna be
no
fine.
Vaulton, I know Vicus. I skipped clown and then I went straight into Brel and Kaya. So I was
Yeah.
just gonna go straight to level 3 and
Yeah.
skip it all.
And that's fine. That's fine. It's just, things that I noticed and say like if you wanted to think about um level 2 set or like trying to get your set bonus faster, that's like a way you can do it, just doing clown. But if you don't want to learn it, that's completely fine. Just continue to slow grind it through Kaya, and then maybe eventually if you push to 1580, it'll be a little bit faster to get those level 3 sets as well, level because kind of normal, it takes quite a while to get those level 3 sets.
Yeah. I need to run my Kaya this week. I have not done it on this
Uh-huh.
character yet. I haven't done any raids on this character yet. I've been grinding out my Bard. I still don't know Bro G4, which is a shame as well. I need to learn that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I cleared Boldest for the first time this week.
Nice. How was that?
I know Kai front to back. No Bro 1 3 front to back. Really good at a con now as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, Brel Gate 4 is not that hard, man. It is really not that hard. Luckily.
Yeah, just I don't want to imposter any lobbies and like raid white people and they'd be like, what the heck is
Goes
going on?
Olgi. Yeah, no, I get it.
It's just hard to find people to learn with.
Maybe one of these days ask like Marcus, ask like I mean, I know Rachel's not doing any learning runs right now, but maybe eventually when she's starting to do learning runs again, um ask even like May is does Brel learning runs, and actually Ali's not here or she's not streaming right now, but those people or New Trust, I think he also does learning runs as well. So those are all people that you can go to ask them for like teaching raids.
Okay. I was learning a lot from Rachel. She was helping me out. She taught me not a con, but Kaya.
Kaya.
And Now it's like one of my favorite raids.
That's good. That's good. That's a very rare opinion because a lot of people don't very like Kaya very much, but he does learning
um,
much. He's the one learning.
Another thing I was gonna ask about my Soul Leader was I'm running the Nightmare set.
Uh huh.
Should I be running Nightmare?
Yeah. Full crit Soul Eater goes Nightmare.
Okay. Because I saw on the Nexus that it said I could run another set, but
You
I
can
didn't
run
know
Halu,
if
but
like
that would be if you ran lower crit. If you ran lower crit, it would make sense to run Halu, like lower crit, higher Swift. But if you're running full crit, I think Nightmare is still the way to go.
okay.
I'm learning. I'm
Um,
learning Voltus too.
I guess I
Learning
don't
Volar
really have too
content.
much
Wow.
more to ask about my Soul Leader.
Yeah. Let me see. And like, just like as per usual, like make sure your tripods are leveled up. Make sure your and I'm assuming that all your what do you call it? Your yeah. So these are areas that you can like upgrade, right? Or is that your chaos build?
That was my chaos.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just make sure your tripods are leveled up, things like that. Make sure your I'm assuming your gems are all like in the right place as well. Oh look, let's see. Yeah, those. It looks like you are. I'm trying to figure out like. I think it's fine. I don't think you. I don't think Rusted Nail uses any tripods. I'm forgetting.
I didn't see it on the Nexus, so put it on there.
All right, perfect. I think I mean honestly it looks okay. So Judgment Rune. Do you have the legendary Judgment Rune or like?
I do
Yeah, you
actually.
do. Yeah, yeah. Make sure to put that in because Conviction Judgment is very important for Soul Eater. Like Night's Edge Soul Eater, if you don't hit the Conviction Judgment, it's like real smoge.
Okay. I did just get new rings
Welcome,
recently. I was
Raiders.
doing some
Raiders. There's
horizontal,
no
so I
Raiders.
haven't gone through.
What's up, May? Why are you still awake? Okay. Yeah, I mean, just make sure all these things are like in place and like correct and things like that. And those are all just like all little small things that you can kind of help do to make your characters a little better. But but also your character again, not level 60. So that's another place that you can like get levels off of. Just make sure you're doing your cubes, make sure you're doing your chaos dungeons, make sure you're doing your raids, all that, and eventually you hit 60.
59 on everything except for my bard.
Yeah.
My bard's on
Mm-hmm.
60.
Okay. I guess next character.
Yep. I was thinking about switching from Predator to Punisher. Right now I'm running. Uh, I'm not a big fan of Predator, and I heard that Punisher is more DPS in the long run.
Yeah, it is ish, I guess. But it really, how do I say this? Like people say, like Punisher is gonna be a higher ceiling but lower floor, whereas Predator is lower ceiling but higher floor. So it kind of depends on what you want. But like you said, you're not really enjoying Predator, right? So at the end of the day, play the class that you feel like you enjoy a little bit more.
I haven't tried Punisher, so I'm like concerned if I switch over that I'm just wasting Theons and stuff like that. I don't know. I just have no direction on where to go in the game right now. I'm like kind of stuck in a stagnant place because everything's like level 59. I just hit 5x3+1 on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like stuck at my like raids as well because I've got 1540, 1540, almost 1540 here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of felt like I had zero direction on where to go
I
continuing
mean,
forward. Should I
no,
be pushing my bard?
I think it depends on what you want, right? Are you looking towards playing more characters at higher raids and higher item levels? Are you looking towards trying to get yourself like to higher item levels and like experiencing more raids? Like for example, for your bard, if you wanted to do Theamine, you'd want to push that to 1610, right? But if you don't really care about Theamine right now and learning it, then I'd recommend maybe pushing your characters from like 1540 to 1550, for example. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much since you're not really doing Gate 4 Growl at the moment, anyways. Actually, no, 1550 is 1 to 3 hard mode. So maybe it's like pushing your characters from 1540 to 1550, for example, to get access to 1 to 3 hard mode. Or it's like pushing your Deathblade from 1520 to 1540 because you enjoy that class a lot right now, right? So it just depends on kind of your goals.
It's gonna take a while, but I kind of wanted to hit 1580 on everything. That's why I pushed my Solar to 1560. And I dropped my Shadow Hunter and brought back my DB. So I kind of put myself back by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
enjoy DB more, and I feel like I have more fun playing.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't really care about Theamine, for example, it might be worth to just push your DB to 1540 because you have more fun with it, and it'll also unlock another raid for you, right? Which is more gold. Because Clown at the moment, I mean, Vicus, for example, doesn't give pretty much gives nothing. So you can get it to 1540, then you could do Brel, Kaya, which you said you like as well, and then you could do Clown on it, which unfortunately gives you less gold nowadays because it did get nerfed, but still, it gives you access to another bigger gold earning raid, and it'll, as you know, a result, give you more money.
I'm also kind of silver stuck. I do my raids every week. I do my chaos dungeons every day. Like, see, I got 0 rested on everything.
Uh huh.
Um, I'm not the biggest fan of guardian raids, as you can tell.
Uh huh.
Don't really do guardian raids on anything. Um, but pushing my characters, I feel like I'm always silver stuck. And I don't know what I can do to like continue forward because I do my low pangs. I like do my chaos dungeon, and every single time I still end up like with like 3 mil remaining or like less than,
Uh
but
huh.
I'm like 300k almost every week.
And I'm assuming you're using like the what's it called, the amethyst shop silver. You're doing your the what's it called, event shop. Well, how are your event tokens looking?
Um,
Hmm.
Pretty good. I do buy my silver out of there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I mean, I know you've mentioned a lot of times you do pay for the game. Are you buying your silvery honor packs?
Um, yeah, I don't know if I've actually done that recently. I could probably, but I
So
don't
like,
know.
yeah,
I could
that's
do
like a
my
10
silver
out of
honor
10.
packs.
That'll give you some silver. You also have the emote bundle. Like, just go to the packages for a second. Let's go click packages for a second. There's like the of course your silver honor pack, right? There's let's see. Um what's the Okay, I think you've bought the one that has silver in it. But yeah, that's that. The silver honor pack is very, very good, and something, if you are paying for stuff in the game, this is probably the best pack to pay for, in my opinion. But again, if you don't want to swipe for it, don't feel like you need to. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna swipe, that's probably one of the best packs to swipe for. Bro, don't need to write it
I
down.
know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Other places that you can get silver from. Are you doing all your cubes?
Yes, I have 0 cubes on all my characters because every time I get one, I just do it right away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I also want to get my gems up. Where is my roster storage? I finally got level 7, so I'm like trying to stockpile and get higher gems through that. But
Mm-hmm.
somebody was telling me in chat that it's more so, or it's easier to get gems through buying it with gold
Hmm. As opposed to what?
as opposed to like doing cubes in Chaos Dungeon.
I mean, of course, like, it's easier technically, but it's like, it's gonna use up your gold, right? So, what's the chest recommendation? Silvery honor packs, the silvery honor chests.
All right.
But silver wise, I mean, are you running chaos on any of your characters that you're not playing on? Like, not your non main six characters?
No, because I've like taken all of my gems off of them
You don't really
and
need
like
anything for it. Just slap on a preemptive strike contender, and like what is it called? Betrayal set, and you're fine. Just yeah, if you're low on silver, run chaos on all of these characters. It's gonna give you a lot more silver.
Okay.
Yep, run chaos, run low pangs on all of them. Like do all of that. Like that's gonna give you a ton of silver, and like you'll probably be swimming in silver in no time.
I was talking to Jamaican Jazz, and he was also saying that doing Unrested Chaos isn't as worth anymore because of the
Fate
Fate Embers.
Embers. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about that, maybe I don't have this exact numbers. I would trust him in terms of like his take on it, but I do think that because this you're lacking on silver, I think it's probably better for you to just run the chaos dungeons regardless. And also, they're all fully rested right now, right? So just run them, um, and get the silver that you need right now. If there is a point where you're not really worrying about silver and things like that, and mats, whatever, like sure, go run them rested. But I think that at the moment where you are in the game, it probably does still make sense to just run your chaos dungeons every day and run them on your alts as well that you're not playing. Who's the Stu Lost Archery Reels
Yeah,
up?
it's just hard working a full-time job and running as many
Yeah,
chaos dungeons as that and getting all my raids done.
for sure, for
Especially,
sure.
especially because it takes me a while to like find lobbies for raids because I feel like I get game kept a lot. I was
hmm
that's another thing I was gonna ask, like with my characters, if you've noticed like anything specifically that
I think it's
gets
just your
me gate
roster
kept.
level. It's just your roster level, man. It's just the roster level. People put a lot of value in that roster level, and if you're not like 200 plus, like a lot of people will end up gatekeeping you.
Okay.
All right, this is your arrow.
Yep. 90 quality weapon. Everything else is salad because I don't have like gold to just keep pushing. Um, 1700 spec, 1500 or 500 crit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a temporary bracelet.
I mean, it's fine.
Right.
That bracelet's fine,
Honest.
honestly. I would argue. Let's see. Yeah, it really is the quality at the end of the day that you're missing out on. I don't think it's like super important just because it's like an alt. Like it's there, you probably have a lot of other priorities, but that's something that you could definitely work on. Okay, you have the 531. To be honest, right? If you're asking me, and this is just like information for the future, it's probably better to have 5x3 with high quality than 5x3x1 with lower quality. So that's something to just think about for the future when you're building a character. If you're not going to be getting good quality on your gear, it might just be at the end of the day more worth it just keep it at 5x3 and just um, upgrade the 5x3x1 later when you can afford the better qualities.
That's a good thing to know because I felt like I was really concerned recently with getting 5x3+1 on all my characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think that especially it seems like for you, you're building the 5x3s even before you like. You're not like trying to skip straight to 1520 or 1540 and build the 1540 character and get the 5x3x1. So if you're already building 5x3 beforehand, it shouldn't be too expensive to get higher quality 5x3, and then just keeping that 5x3 until like maybe even like a con or something like that with the high qualities again until you can basically start affording the 5x3x1 with the higher qualities because the quality is will give you more return compared to the +1 engraving.
Interesting.
I'm bullying Emmy. What? I'm not bullying Emmy. When did that happen?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. But these are the things that I wanted to do the roster review for
She was
because
bullying me.
I
Her
felt
mods were
like
bullying me in her stream.
there was a lot of things that like I was doing in game that didn't make too much sense.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. No, I mean, I think for the most part, especially since you're like watching my stream and things like that, you have a lot of things that a lot of like basic understanding, which is good.
Okay, good.
He's so certified bully. Nemi,
Yeah, I don't really have
tell
too
them
many
I'm not
questions on my
bullying
arrow.
you. Tell them I'm not bullying you.
I know generally where I need to go with this. Yeah, I
Okay.
guess we can end the roster review if you want, because I just had those few questions and didn't know if like what I was doing was correct, if I needed to make any specific changes, and I think the Reaper was the main thing that I needed help with.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that we've gone over quite a few things that is, would help you out. And again, I think you're for your most of your characters, you're really just missing out the damage on the fact that you're missing like card set, missing level 60, things like that. Of course, it's hard for me to tell exactly because I'm not watching your gameplay, but maybe that's something I could end up doing in the future. Actually, like somebody suggested this, like doing like a gameplay review as a channel redemption as well, and like they whoever it is could like record their gameplay or like watch over like one of their runs and talk about that as well. That's something that could do. But sorry, yeah, that's I think for the most part, again, you have most things correct, and the tips that I gave you should help you out with the things going forward. And also, probably maybe one of the things that you're thinking is like my Soul Eater is doing more. Like, do you feel like your Soul Eater is because if it feels like, in my opinion, when you're talking, like your Soul Eater, you're pretty comfortable and confident that that's doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
So, and the one thing to keep in mind is Soul Eater is quite a bit stronger than it's one of the strongest classes in the game. So it's not a surprise that your Soul Eater feels better than your Hunger Reaper because it's probably making up for the fact that you're missing the card set, missing like level 59 by the fact that the class is just a very strong class. So when you get your card sets up and things like that, your Hunger Reaper should feel quite a bit better.
Okay. So I already have the 5x3 built here. When I get my full Braille gear next week, you think I should just upgrade the quality on my accessories instead of going for a 5x3 plus one?
It's hard to say, right? Here's the thing. Do you feel like upgrading your quality right now? Or would you like, because the thing is, when you get to 1540, you have choices, right? Like you said, you can upgrade your quality 5 by 3 by 1.
I
You can
can I can see the
also
Statue of Liberty from here.
do the upgrade your quality for your 5 by 3. You could also just keep it there and not upgrade it, and but that'll be a little bit tough because you might get gate kept. But I would say if I were in your shoes, right? If I were looking to upgrade some, like if I wanted to upgrade, I would probably. It's just hard because like it's the Fions are so expensive, right? At the end of the day,
And
it depends on what you're willing to do. If you're willing to buy another set of accessories later on to get your 5 by 3 by 1, then I would say go upgrade to 5 by 3 with higher quality. If you are not willing to do that, then I'd say maybe even just wait and like hope you get lucky and people don't care about your stats and it'll take you into a run. Um, but personally, the one thing I would not do is definitely don't upgrade to 5 by 3 plus 1 with low quality accessories. I think that's probably the worst decision out of all of it. So at the end of the day, it's whether or not you want to spend the money on upgrading your gear, is what how you should make that decision. If you don't want to spend the money and buy a new 5 by 3 plus 1 later on down the line, don't upgrade it at all. Just keep it what it is. If you're willing to buy your accessories again later to get 5 by 3 by 1 and also pay for the new set of relics, then do that.
yeah, I'll probably, because you know me, I'm Mr. Swipe it. I don't really care. Um, I'll probably end up just buying Theons and then
And
building a
then
5x3 was one with good quality if I
okay.
can get gold from the shop in the
Okay.
next like week.
Yeah, I'd say the quality, especially for a spec class, is the most important thing. So as long as you can get the quality for it, everything else is secondary.
Okay. But see, that's another thing is like I did want to switch my pred to Punisher.
Uh huh.
Um, is it you think more important? I wouldn't say more important, but I guess it's really personal preference, right? If I wanted to switch my pred over before building my surge, or
Yeah, it's just personal preference. If you're talking about the cost, it's probably been cheaper to build your surge with 5x3 because compared to 5x3 plus one predator. But yeah, it's all preference at the end of the day. Which one you want to gear up first? Which because like your sorry your Punisher because your predator is already geared out, right? You don't need to swap anything. So it's just a matter of like, do you really feel it like it's that boring that you don't we wouldn't play it if you didn't like swap the accessories? If you
no,
really yeah. So that's kind of like up to you, right? If you felt like this class is unbearable, I can't play this class right now unless I swap over to Punisher, then, do that. But if you're still fine with playing it, then maybe do the Reaper first because you enjoy the Reaper. Pushing up to 1540 will give you more gold in the long run. Yeah,
all right. Oh, sweet. I appreciate you. I
yeah, no, I'm
feel
happy
like I
to
have
help.
more guidance now.
Yeah, for sure. And you can always ask questions. Like now that I understand your situation, like walking through it, feel free to ask me questions on stream and things like that, or in the Discord, whatever. Happy to help out whenever.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for doing this. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I had fun too. And I really do appreciate it. It honestly means a lot. Like, I feel like there's not very many places to turn to, especially as like a returning player.
Mm-hmm.
So having you there is very helpful. And I know I troll a lot, but you're one of my favorite streamers, so I do appreciate it.
And I understand it. I understand it. And thank you for hanging out here all the time and making a fun environment. We all really appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, T. Good luck with everything, Haverkin, and of course, ask any questions in the chat if you need it help.
Sounds good.
All right, see ya, man.
Peace out, brother.